Also, in at least some good news, Cloudflare has dropped Kiwifarms. Here's the story by Joseph Mann. Reversing course under growing public pressure, major tech security company Cloudflare Inc. announced Saturday that it would stop protecting the Kiwifarms website, best known as a place for stalkers to organize hacks, online campaigns, and real-world harassment. Cloudflare executive Matthew Prince, who earlier this week published a lengthy blog post justifying the company's services defending Kiwifarms, told the Washington Post he had changed his mind amid an online campaign against the site and a surge in credible violent threats stemming from the website. Kiwifarms has felt more threatened. They have reacted by being more threatening, Prince said. We think there is an imminent danger, and at the pace at which law enforcement is able to respond to those threats, we don't think is fast enough to keep up. I mean, they did it. They did the right thing. It took them entirely too long to do the right thing. Led by Keffels and Azur Mako. Yeah, I know. It's wild that it required so much pressure and multiple trans people getting routinely harassed, doxxed, and swatted across multiple continents for a motherfucking Cloudflare to be like, oh yeah, I guess we should do this. Even though last week they came out and were like, yeah, actually, it's fine. Like, we actually love the Westboro Baptist Church too. And we take their money and we would even do it for free. And we take their money and we donate it to LGBTQ plus charities. It's like, I think one of the threads that I saw that was really good about this, especially, was that like there were other people in tech. There were other people in tech that that were openly recognizing this, seeing it. There was a lot of negative attention being drawn to the company, and they were starting to say like, we're gonna start. You know, you might be the fucking biggest and baddest in the business, Cloudflare. And by the way, Cloudflare is the only thing. Cloudflare is just one piece of the puzzle here. Obviously, Cloudflare protects you from getting DDoSed, right? So it doesn't mean that the website is going to be down. It just means that the website is now open to attacks. That sounds like you with the Harry Potter game. Not gonna lie, sorry to say, you are one of the dumbest people on the fucking planet. If you are comparing me saying I'd rather fucking play the game and like raise money for charities to a website that is designed around murdering trans people. That's awesome. I mean, that's a great comparison. You either do not understand what Kiwifarms does, or you have dramatically, you're just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's actually down right now because Cloudflare is blocking it. Letting a private company defacing a website from the internet, whatever it is, take grave precedent. They don't realize how many queer and trans folk are in InfoSec. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's a lot of queer and trans folk in InfoSec, some of which Kiwifarms was already doxing and targeting. Yeah, dude. Me playing the fucking Harry Potter game will actually end up killing trans teenagers. It's the same. You're right. That's a incredible take. Cloudflare isn't blocking it. There's just no DNS pathway to the website right now due to Cloudflare dropping support. It will be back soon, but then it'll probably be routinely DDoSed and will be inoperable until the person running that forum finds another like Cloudflare style business. Sorry, but the Harry Potter game looks insane. Sue me. Wrong. They are blocking it. Literally, you can try to go to, and it's defaced, an internet term. Not saying it's like, not saying it likes. It's a negative, but with a page from Cloudflare. Paying for the Harry Potter game won't directly kill trans people, but it will financially support people who want to. / I'm trans. Please don't hate crime me. Yeah, no, I understand that. Except once again, making a direct comparison is ridiculous. Also, who said anything about paying for it? Like saying don't read the Harry Potter books right now, or don't watch the Harry Potter movies because you're killing trans people when you do, which is a ridiculous argument. You wouldn't make that argument. You know what I mean? Or fucking don't eat Chick-fil-A. Every click of a button playing the game fires a drone at a random trans person somewhere in the world. Wake up. I think it kind of doesn't matter if you buy any of J.K. Rowling's things because she's already a billionaire. Yeah, no, it's like she already made the IP. You got to go back. You got to go back in time and stop it from happening if you want to. You know, the game already bought the license. You know what I mean? Like, you're not preventing. You can't stop J.K. Rowling from getting additional dollars in her pockets. She already got her money. They already licensed it from her, right? But you know. He wrote another blog post about it. What the fuck? Block Kiwifarms. We have blocked Kiwifarms. Visitors at any Kiwifarm sites that use any of the Cloudflare services will see a Cloudflare block page and a link to post. Kiwifarms may move their site to other providers and, in doing so, come back online. But we've taken steps to block their content from being accessed through our infrastructure. This is an extraordinary decision for us to make, and given Cloudflare's role as an internet infrastructure provider, a dangerous one that we are not comfortable with. However, the rhetoric on the Kiwifarm site and specific targeted threats have escalated over the last 48 hours to the point that we believe there's an unprecedented emergency. First of all, it didn't even escalate over the last 48 hours. No, it's been that way. They already killed 5 trans people and fucking promoted it routinely, promoted it regularly. It's just that, you know, now you can't really avoid it. Since its inception. Oh, they started doxing Cloudflare customers in the last 48 hours? Oh, they went after like more people? How did they kill the trans Hasanabi? Kiwifarms is a forum where people who want to harm trans people get together, dox them, make their lives awful, and you know, try to get them fired, sometimes successfully do so, harass them every step of the fucking way, make it so that it's impossible to fucking avoid them in every step of the way. Oftentimes, these are some of the most marginalized people already. They're sometimes trans, mentally ill, homeless, and they provide a safe space for people who want to push these people to suicide. Multiple people have written about Kiwifarms being the main reason for them in their suicide notes. Then they turn around and actually you know, celebrate that as a dub. Even while they were blocked, even while they were putting up a fake block, which they've done before, like to act like their site is down or whatever, they were using that as an opportunity. Yeah, they dox them, they dox their families, they berate the employers. even well, it's because people found tweets defending a coworker saying the N-word on Twitter today. Wait, what? Whose tweets defending a coworker saying the N-word? What? They went after the Cloudflare people? Okay, well there you go. They have to stop now that our cis customers are being harassed, though we'd love to make money off trans days so we can donate. I mean, I don't even think that it's like these tech companies are beyond that. They're attacking a girl called Keffels now. It's bad. Wait, what? My friend, this conversation started way before that, but no, they have been attacking Keffels. She was the one who had to relocate, do a GoFundMe. She got swatted. It's funny that you. Chatter is joining on from a Motorola Razr. Okay, don't make fun of him. He's a mobile chatter. Okay. Kiwifarms has frequently been host to revolting content. Revolting content alone does not create an emergency situation that necessitates the action we're taking today. Beginning approximately 2 weeks ago, a pressure campaign started with the goal to deplatform Kiwifarms. That pressure campaign targeted Cloudflare as well as other providers utilized by site. Cloudflare provides security services to Kiwifarms to protect them from DDoS and other cyber attacks. We have never been their hosting provider. As we outlined last Wednesday, we do not believe that terminating security services is appropriate, even to revolting content. In a law-respecting world, the answer to even illegal content is not to use other illegal means like DDoS attacks to silence it. They're fucking tech bros, man. Tech bros. We're also not taking this direct action because of the pressure campaign. While we have empathy for its organizers, we are committed as a security provider to protecting our customers, even when they run deeply afoul of popular opinion or even our own morals. Policy we articulated last Wednesday remains our policy. We continue to believe that the best way to relegate cyber attacks to the dustbin of history is to give everyone the tools to prevent them. However, as the pressure campaign escalated, so did rhetoric on the Kiwifarms site. Feeling attacked, users on the site became even more aggressive, feeling attacked. Over the last 2 weeks, we have proactively reached out to law enforcement in multiple jurisdictions, highlighting what we believe are potential criminal acts imminent to threats to human life that were posted on the site. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, look, it's just, remember, I've talked about lolcow shit before. It's just what this is. These are people who made it their lives mission because they're really fucking sick, depraved, twisted, in an awful circumstance themselves. Oftentimes, they make it their lives mission to like ruin other people. They make it their lives mission to hurt other people as best as they can through repeated online cyberbullying. Okay? They were trying to do everything they can to get trans people to kill themselves. And they were successful on numerous occasions that they also openly promoted. Like they saw that as a W. Until it was brought to the forefront by Keffels. I'm sure that they will try to probably bring up a different method. There will always be Discord servers. It will be very difficult to tackle. Kiwifarms is very accessible though. It was basically like it's basically 4chan poll, but without, it's a non-anonymous. I mean, I guess it is technically anonymous, but legal process. While law enforcement in these areas are working to investigate what we and others reported, unfortunately, the process is moving more slowly than the escalating risk. While we believe that in every situation we have faced, including the Daily Stormer and 8chan, It would have been appropriate as an infrastructure provider for us to wait for legal process. In this case, the imminent emergency threat to human life, which continues to escalate, caused us to take this action. Pushing this stuff to non-indexed darknet will absolutely kill activity. Yes. Like right now, this is for let's be real. Okay, let's be clear. Right now, this website is for really designated, dedicated weirdos, right? For real dedicated fucking weirdos. But not having this website makes it even less accessible. It makes it harder to regulate, certainly, but it also makes it even less accessible. So you have to be like really just like fucking invested in this. Like absolutely incredibly invested in this. Be able to find it, to seek it out. Because Kiwifarms made it accessible to join in. I think part of it is also people are resurfacing these stories about Cloudflare harboring DDoS services while offering DDoS protection, literally a protection racket. Oh, I did not know that. That's crazy. They're literally admitting that the threat to trans people was not sufficient cause to take it down, but only after they started broadening their scope. Lol. Okay, even I could not have made some shit like this up. Warning, slurs, open off stream first, and the above tweets. Wait, what? At this point, East Dakota is making it clear that the reason he refused to drop Kiwifarms from Cloudflare is probably because he aligns with the far right. This is a former employee. He decided to defend this morning. He could have said nothing. He made this choice to respond. This is uncalled for and uniquely disgusting of you. Jamie was an honorable person and a terrific member of Cloudflare's team, and in no way associated with the Daily Stormer. She was also a member of the exact community you pretend to defend. Hashtag hypocrite. What? What the fuck? Christ, okay. That's an ex-employee who passed away, I believe, by the way. It's amazing how far this has come. I remember watching this on the sidelines when it was solely used to CWC Icky to harass Christine. Okay. Farms reactions in Telegram. The Kiwifarms Telegram group is currently seething hard. I'm selling my Cloudflare stock. Lol, whatever. We'll be back shortly. Phrase 3 is apparently shit posting. Need. Chud bros, we lost. Fucking T-word. Sweet dreams king. I mean, dude, I swear to God. Look. If you're one of these people that like got a sense of community from like actively harassing trans people and shit, this is probably a good thing. This is a good thing. This is an opportunity for you to no longer do that for like a week, okay? Just try something different out, dude. Get back to like Warhammer 40K. You know? Paint some fucking figurines. Get off the internet, man. It's not good. I swear, get a different hobby. Go outside. Oh. Yeah, play Valorant. The harassment is community building for these people. Fiona, you gotta. Can't be standing under me the whole day. I can't even sit. Go, girl. There you go. She's literally been just like laying under my foot for the entire time. I can't sit straight. She's already making me contort in bed. Fiona can do whatever she wants. No, I know. Shut up, chat. You can see her now, at least. But yeah, I don't know. I just like I feel like battle lines have been drawn, but I always want to believe that they can just like even people in those circles could like potentially move on from it. You know what I mean? Kiwifarms itself is underground, but so many more mainstream commentators use threads on Kiwifarms source material for attacks on political enemies. Yeah. I just like, I don't know. It might feel like it's impossible that you just straight up cannot fucking find a different thing to focus on, but I promise you can, okay? You can be a better person. I promise. I don't know what else to say. There are even people in this community. Most people who go to Kiwifarms are just focused on a specific lolcow. It is usually just a phase. I know, but like, it's super harmful, man. I don't know what else to say other than that. Like, having a sense of community over like looking at people doing dumb shit is one thing. Okay, we do that here too. And then trying to actively ruin their lives is entirely separate. Like, that's fucking insane. You have become the lol cow yourself. It's just that no one has a microscope on you. Okay? I already watched the JPEG Mafia video. If you are comfortable with the idea of harassing a lol cow, regardless of who they are, you're irreparably brain broken. I don't want to that way. I want to hope that they can actually get better. It doesn't matter that they're like, that isn't true. Kiwifarms filled with N-words and anti-Semitism and transphobia and active homophobia and white nationalism. I hate these people trying to fucking whitewash it. First of all, I know. I mean, you're telling me. I fucking know. I know. But you have to also understand that like these people are not going to go away. You know how I always talk about like physical therapy and its necessity? Like dropping Cloudflare, getting Cloudflare to drop Kiwifarms is only one part of it. It's almost like a Band-Aid, you know what I mean? Because another site's going to prop up, and the people themselves that are involved in this kind of behavior, if they don't change if they don't want to like seek a better life for themselves, they're going to routinely look for other ways, making it harder for them to find the resources to be able to continue harassing people, especially trans people. But like everyone, they do it to every leftist content creator as well. Okay, they do it to everyone. They just need to, they need to recognize that, this is not a good hobby. Cloudflare has dropped Kiwifarms. Thank you to everybody who spoke out, including those at Cloudflare. As I've said, Cloudflare is an unparalleled service and great people. The tone of the blog is unacceptable, but hopefully they work on it. In particularly regarding the blog, try finding 8chan. They rebranded as 8kun and hang off dodgy ISPs and go offline frequently. Hiding behind law enforcement and false statements is not okay. Cloudflare has a yearly problem with allowing customers who practice incel terror. This is not a problem for society to manage. It's a problem for Cloudflare's leadership to manage. It's a Cloudflare policy problem. It's Cloudflare's terms of service problem. Lead. In my personal experience, a Kiwifarms user doxed me because I tweeted here about business customers leaving Cloudflare. That was my offense. Cloudflare attempted to leave them. Cloudflare opted to leave them Kiwifarms a customer, despite me being a Cloudflare customer. Kiwifarms has been around for a long time, with topics existing showing the hacking of bank accounts, doxing of children, and serious harm to minorities. Cloudflare leadership team has shown no leadership on this issue. Maybe they should leave or leave. Back at work next week and look forward to meeting with Cloudflare at some stage to explain how I had to pack, as advised by law enforcement, a bag of essentials in case my family was attacked and we had to flee due to their SLT standing behind what they knew was a hate site. That sentence above is an unacceptable face of technology companies and should not happen. I hope Kiwi has much downtime, and I hope Cloudflare introspect about how much damage they have caused to society and themselves. So it's Cloudflare's responsibility to correct society? Fuck that. No, but it should be Cloudflare's responsibility to not aid and abet in a website that they know is engaging in like mass harassment campaigns. Like, bro, they dox people on the regular. They dox people, they SWAT them, they show tactics on how to dox people better. You know? Yeah. I mean, these guys were also like literally doxing the employees of the company itself at that point. You know what I mean? They are the largest web host in the world and host most things you use, including the dregs of the internet. Yeah. Failure of government to keep up with the rate of technological change and not have adequate systems to regulate this. To be honest, services like this, like those provided by Cloudflare, should be nationalized. I mean, I don't know about that, but Cloudflare shouldn't stop it. It's up to the justice to request it. You can't have an indexer solely decide what's okay on the internet. What's next? Ban politician? Who knows? Yeah. Brother, you can look at the theories all you want in your mind, but this isn't just like some random fucking website that was offensive. Okay? Don't worry. There are plenty of offensive websites that Cloudflare continues to host and defend from DDoS attacks. Cloudflare should not be the arbiter. Why does that make any sense? They're a private company. Okay, well, they privately decided to fucking take it down. So why are you crying? Okay, what's up? They're a private company and they privately decided, you know what? It's in our best interest not to fucking host it. So why are you still sucking that private company's cock? Or why are you still attacking the private company? I'm sorry that like the fucking doxing swatting website was taken down. I'm sorry that harms your free speech sensibilities that do not even really exist either. You know, they did it. They're a private company and they decided the negative press that we were getting got too much. Also, a lot of the shit that they were doing on the fucking website, and that's the part that's like funny, that their counter to this is like in the 48 hours, the attacks intensified. No, it didn't intensify. All the illegal shit was happening leading up to the past 48 hours. But a lot of you don't know that, so you're just like, oh, I don't get it. The fuck do you mean? Like nearly everything that they were doing on that website is illegal. You fucking idiot. I don't understand. Like, there is no free speech protections for that. You understand that? There's no free speech protections for that. So stupid of you to just run along with that assertion. So make no mistake. If you think that free speech extends to cyber harassment campaigns, doxing, swatting, like a whole bunch of illegal things, you're wrong. You're completely wrong. Just because a tech website run by a bunch of fucking weirdo, out of touch libertarians decided not to take action against it, especially because most of the victims were fucking trans and super marginalized, does not change that reality, okay? People are more mad at a non-existent precedent being set by companies than actual and real threats towards marginalized people and groups. Not even just marginalized people and groups. Everyone and anyone that they decided should be fucking destroyed. You guys get mad at LSF's existence, okay? Understand that this is infinitely worse than that, okay? This is unhinged. We've talked about this with Ludwig. Maybe you'll understand it if the victim of one of these attacks is like an attractive white guy that you like that makes funny and cool videos. Okay. We talked about this recently with Ludwig getting swatted. What did I tell you? In America, there's a concept known as suicide by cop. When police are called, when a SWAT team is called to a house, they are there to fucking kill. When a website is routinely using that and routinely doing that to people, they are trying to weaponize the police force to kill whoever the fuck they consider their enemies. None of that shit is technically free speech. None of that shit is actually allowed. Okay? Understand that. I'm mildly conflicted, not because I support a single living thing Kiwifarms has done. Wait, what? The fuck? Are you alright, dude? Wait, I need to read this. But I've also become invested in observing some of the dramas from afar that it translates to a slight feeling of loss. I can go elsewhere for more innocuous drama, but I've been following Chris Chan for so long that I'm going to be at least truly a bit bummed. I don't know. I'm genuinely conflicted. Dude, I'm going to try to be as charitable as possible to you, even though Fizz appropriately clapped you for 7 days. Bro, first of all, I don't know anything about Chris Chan, but from what I understand, that's a deeply disturbed individual that the entire internet has documented and has that's the most public-facing lolcow, right? That's what happens to people, by the way, when, and not every single lolcow falls apart or is driven to an additionally worse situation. But you're basically saying my selfish desires of watching every step of a real human being who's fucking insane overrides the genuine insane harm that they're doing to that person. Some lolcows become chatters in your chat, arguably worse. What? Here's what you can do. First of all, Chris Chan is one of the most documented people on the fucking planet. What, the 13 hour fucking his documentaries on YouTube is not enough that you have to go to a forum for it? I don't even know if I should show this. There's a lot of stuff that was happening for months. There's a lot of stuff happening that were happening for months that I just have on principle regularly avoided talking about. Okay? The thread, the tweet that you just sent me is one of those things. These are very public tweets, but I don't even want to fucking talk about it. I don't even want to cover it, okay? Imagine being that obsessed with a mentally ill man. What productive things you have going on in your life, Lamau? No, exactly. It's like saying, I'm so sad we passed that fatal car crash already. No. And then also going back and trying to make other car crashes so you can watch more car crashes. That's what Kiwifarms is like. It's not just like some people are just watching the car crash, sticking around, watching the fucking suffering because they have like some sick, twisted desire to watch it play out. Okay? And listen, like I'm a fucking millennial on the internet. I've seen all the snuff shit. I saw the live leaks, you know what I mean? All the stuff, right? We've all been there. We've all seen it. Nasty. It's fucking horrifying. This takes it even one step further. That stuff is morbid and awful. This takes it one step further. This is like we should get people to do snuff films so we can watch more of it on our own. It's like wanting to be the puppeteer of this kind of thing, manufacturing your own drama as you play with human beings' lives. And if you have enough numbers, you can get away with doing it. Like you can literally change people's lives for the worse. These are the people that go actively into people's, spaces and try to fuck their lives up so that you can get more fucking content in that group. At the end of the day, wanting to watch a 13-hour documentary about anything means you are mentally unwell too. It doesn't need to be about Christianity. That is unhealthy regardless of the topic. Whether it's a person's mental health slowly breaking down over the years or David Attenborough looking at nature for that long, I agree. But there is also literally additional harm here because these people don't just stay and like watch the drama unfold, which in and of itself is like fucked up and morbid. It goes beyond it. Like I said, it's like seeing one morbid car crash and being like, I fucking love this. Let's get together with some of our friends and throw massive rocks off of bridges to make other people crash their fucking cars so we can go and watch them further and celebrate when we actually end up killing people. You know, it is like some of the more obvious examples of this is like Keemstar and Etika, right? Like some of the more public examples of this. And everybody gets together and says, oh man, it's so sad when it ends up coming to fruition. You understand? People comparing a 50-hour documentary obsessing over minute details of a stranger's life is comparable to watching Twitch every day is insane. Yeah. What about watching a stream that qualifies? No, it doesn't. No. But there are people like that. There are people like that even in this community. There are people that come from that community to this one on purpose. Why do you think I banned so many motherfuckers in here? Myself and this moderation team is like very aware of this sort of stuff happening. We know when people do it. There are other content creators that also do the exact same thing that Kiwifarms is doing. Okay? It just doesn't work when you do it to someone with a support system, no matter how much you fucking push. And some people see that as a challenge and they like it, so they go harder. Other people are like, all right, let's move on. Let's go to someone else. Let's go to someone that's smaller. Okay? Someone with no mechanism of pushback, someone with no massive community, someone who does not have a large enough platform to actively fight back against misinformation. And then when they go after those people kill themselves. And you didn't even hear about it, usually. Okay? But there are definitely even big content creators that they've done. that they've done this to. I mean, you know them too. Like, some of them are not even nice people, from what I understand. But it doesn't matter. And if you're completely and wholly unfamiliar with what type of person does shit like this, and that's good. That's good for you. Okay? Farms doxed me and tried to call my boss to get me fired. If I wasn't friends with my boss, I would have been gone. Don't know what I would have done. Yeah. They caused a very prominent person in the SNES emulation scene to offer them their entire life savings to make it stop before they killed themselves last year. Yeah. I know. And they mentioned Kiwifarms by name and Joshua Moon by name. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like this is not a good place. And for the people that are in that, even talking about the weirdos empowers them exactly, which is why I refuse. Which is why I refuse to talk about it usually, because even a mention of it is enough for people to go off of it for a while. So I am saying one last, be the last time I talk about this, hopefully. But I'm saying that, like, look, if you're one of those people, if you're in those circles, like, I promise you, it is so unhealthy for you. Okay? So fucking unhealthy for you. Get better. Find new hobbies that are actually healthy for you. You can go work out. Things will marginally, it might seem like you're in a dark pit of despair, and the only good feeling that you get, the only positive feeling that you get, is a sense of community that you get out of like harassing other people. But I promise, okay, it's not healthy for you. I say this to people that are like black pilled. I see these people that hit like POA forums that go into like Reddit, or not Reddit, but like that go down this rabbit hole and get worse and more fucked up without realizing it. The other people are in a similar predicament to you. They might seem like they understand you, but they don't. They're trying to just force you into a worse. They're trying to force you into a worse situation overall. So try to find a different outlet for your frustration. And you will get better, I promise. Yeah, that's a good point too. Anyone in that community would do this to you in a heartbeat too. Just like you would to others in the community. Discord is a breeding ground for those circles. They mostly manage to flourish there due to lack of moderation. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Anyway, finally, we're aware and not concerned that our action may only fan the flames of this emergency. Kiwifarms itself is most likely to find other infrastructure that allows them to come back online, like Daily Stormer and 8chan did themselves after we terminated them. And even if they don't, the individuals that use the site to increasingly terrorize will feel even more isolated and attacked and may lash out further. I think so too. There's real risk by taking this action today that we may further heighten the emergency. We will continue to work proactively with law enforcement to help their investigations into the site and individuals who have posted what may be illegal content to it. And we recognize that while our blocking Kiwifarms temporarily addresses the situation, it by no means solves the underlying problem. That solution will require much more work across society. We are hopeful that our action today will help provoke conversations towards addressing the larger problem and we're ready to participate in that conversation. Yeah. There is a much larger problem. Like, Kiwifarms is just a vector for that, or rather a platform for that, and Cloudflare protected that platform. Okay? Why does the government not do anything about this? What do you mean, dude? What the fuck? The government's run by 75-year-old. It's a gerontocracy. The government's run by 75-year-olds. They don't fucking know anything. And even if they did, what are they going to do? They don't know any better. They don't know how to, like, manage this. They don't know how to legislate this. I'm not even sure if I like the government trying to legislate this, because they don't fucking... I mean, look. German hate laws are a great example of this, okay? Nazi culture still thrives, maybe not as openly or as successful as it could be if allowed to continue like it would in America. However, the only thing that the same Nazis do is use NetzDG against like anyone that speaks out against Nazis. You know what I mean? Friends said the contributors of the forum were posting home addresses as those seen as enemies and calling for them to be shot. Launched in 2013 and quickly grew into a popular internet forum for online harassment campaigns. At least 3 suicides have been tied to harassment stemming from the Kiwifarms community. Like, this is just, you know what this is, by the way? It's accountability on steroids. These are the same people that also think, these are also the people that think that like they're doing it for accountability. They're doing it for some like moral reason. Some of them are not. Some of them are just like trolls and they want to see the world burn and have a more nihilistic attitude, and they're just like bad people overall. But there are people who get sucked into it and literally think that they're doing like something because their enemy is ontologically evil, and no amount of awful things that you do to them is going to be morally abhorrent, because your enemy is the worst. Your enemy, and that could be anyone. That could be a trans person because you're transphobic. That could be someone like me because I'm a leftist content creator that you have seen other people call a hypocrite, so now you think that as well. Okay? And it's the exact same shit. People are just like, oh yeah, no amount of awfulness that I do to this person, including like bomb threats, including trying to get other people to it's time to, people who fucking try to urge others to go and take matters in their own fucking hands. And then celebrate them when they do that, by the way. Like the New Zealand shooter. I've been covering bad parts of the internet for a long time now. For years, there was one extremist researchers warned me not to cover because publicizing it would be dangerous. Yeah, this was the main reason why a lot of people didn't even talk about it, by the way. For the record. There's a reason why I have never brought this website up until pretty much this past week or in general. And most people who like cover this sort of thing specifically don't want to mention it because there is that classic dichotomy of like, if I cover this, especially if like, as a senior reporter of the Dystopia Beat NBC News, Ben Collins, when you cover it, all of a sudden you're offering so many more of these like fucking weirdos an opportunity to go to that website. An acknowledgement puts you on the radar immediately. No, dude, we're already on the radar. We're already on the fucking radar. That's not it. You're wrong. Like, that's not the reason. No, it's more so extending a larger platform to a thing like this sometimes makes it worse. Especially if there's no way to fucking, there's no way to stop it. Well, he's not wrong if you weren't. Man, I'm on every fucking radar, you dumbasses. Just because I don't fucking talk about it on this platform doesn't change that reality. Shut the fuck up, okay? Please. Jesus Christ, you guys. Sometimes it's better not to talk about this shit. That's the reason why I don't talk about it. You fucking idiots. Shut the fuck up. What, you think it's like it comes out of nowhere? All of a sudden, there's like 30,000 likes on any tweet that's like, kill Hasan Piker? No, of course. I wonder where that came from. You know what I mean? I'm on all the fucking radars. This guy said, "Oh my God, you are mad." No, I'm good. I'm not. I'm all right. But I promise you, you're not all right. But you can be. You can be. You can be all right. Oh, this is a fucking Turkish chatter too. What a dumbass. Oğlum, bırak bu işleri amına koyayım. Bırak. Hayatın yok zaten başka internet haricinde. Ne yapıyorsun amına koyayım? Türkiye'den böyle laflar atman inanılmaz geliyor bana. İnanamıyorum yani. Başka işim mi yok? Geri zekalı. Bırak bu işleri, devlet su işleri. Salak herif. There's a reason why such a high percentage of your fake cancellations have been because a community member memeing, and it does numbers outside of the community because haters want to believe any negative thing. It's silly. Exactly. What do you think when Austinox makes like a fucking random joke, all of a sudden it becomes a real thing? How did that happen? The more you get canceled, the more famous you are. Let's be real. No, man, that's not a good thing at all. It fucks up my mental health too. Anyway, but it's simple. But it's time people know Kiwifarms and how they're chasing political enemies around the world. Kiwifarms, created by former HN administrator Josh Moon. HN founder Fred Brennan spent the last few years trying to get HN removed from the internet for the harm it causes. What Moon is doing worse, Brennan told me. He's actually targeting specific people. How is Kiwifarms worse than 4chan and HN? 3 people on the site have been targeted, later died by suicide. Some are harassed even after their death by the site's organized mob who brigade social media pages of loved ones. Why is Kiwifarms more dangerous than any other site? Its far-right user base abuses all the private data companies have accrued over the last decade, then weaponize it against perceived enemies. Take their latest target, Clara Sorrenti, who had to flee the country last week. Keffels. Kiwifarms archives data of political enemies, frequently trans people, often private citizens, and use it to create terror. They dox and swat enemies. They identify enemies, friends, and bosses, then bombard them with accusations of pedophilia to try to get them fired. Clara Sorrenti was the most recent victim of Kiwifarms playbook. If you see someone on the internet that you fucking hate, but you haven't like actually fully looked into it, okay? Kevels is a great example of this. Okay? If you're like, man, I kind of don't like that person. I wonder, I don't really know. I can't really put my finger on it, but I don't know what it is. Maybe they're problematic. Well, half the time, they don't have to be. Sometimes they are, but half the time, they don't have to be. You just heard that from other people that took information from places like this and just ran with it, okay? And then it popped off on Twitter, and that just stuck with you, okay? That's it. That's why. Because you're a mental infant, and you got fucking owned by some other equally idiotic person that... And all it took was a fucking Twitter thread for you to go, oh, okay, that's right. And the hilarious part about this is, I mean, here, I'll show you. What's that fucking MMA guy? An MMA guy did this yesterday. Fuck. Did it for ivermectin. What was it? No, Jake Shields. Jake Shields yesterday tweeted out, completely fucking unprompted, okay? Out of nowhere, Jake Shield was like, I'm going to wake up today and cause violence. It's awesome. Yeah. He was like, wait, is it still up? Is the Twitter thread still up? Oh, yeah, here it is. Oh, they have a fucking thing now. The context, right? But this got 44,000 or 30,000 likes last night. He just said, yesterday, the National Institute of Health added ivermectin to the list of COVID treatment. Looks like the conspiracy theorists were right and the experts were wrong once again. That's why ivermectin was fucking trending, for the record. We're living in the golden age of conspiracy theories. He just lied. It's not true. Just complete fabrication, right? But people want to believe it, so they went along with it. They just went along with it. And like at this stage, so much of that motivation unironically just comes from some people refusing to admit that they were fucking wrong. Okay? That's where it comes from. Because some people who went with ivermectin as a cure just don't want to look like they were wrong and just kept lying to people. So they just refuse. But it doesn't matter. Okay, I looked over the study, and this is much crazier than I realized. The study shows 95% decrease. This dumbass, this fucking CTE-addled dumbass doesn't even know how to fucking type correctly. And everyone's like, yeah, I agree. I think I agree with the principle. So I'm just going to go with it. You get it? You understand? That's how it works. And that's how fucking misinformation and smears work too. Half the time you can just say whatever the fuck you want on the internet and people will be like, oh, I don't like this guy, so I'm going to like it. I'm going to agree with it. I'm going to believe it. And like some of that's funny. I understand it, you know? Like what we were talking about earlier, Leah Michelle. Does she know how to read or not? I don't know, but it's pretty funny to believe it, right? And then others are just literally insane. That's harmless. And then there are degrees, not decrees, degrees to this, okay? Where it goes from, or like Andrew Tate walking feminine. You know what I mean? Those are like, that's funny. Most people understand that that's a joke. Okay? No one's out here turning around and being like, Leah Michelle is responsible for murder. Okay? Or some shit like that. But that's what these guys do. They know how it works. They know how misinformation works. They know that people will be motivated. They want to make sure that you are just like not a good person to be around. Because no one wants that stench. No one wants that stink on them. No one wants like a psychotic fan base of, designated hate watchers to constantly be monitoring your every movement. That's how they take away your allies. That's how they take away your friends. That's how they make you like a pariah, even if you've done nothing wrong. And a lot of people just want to like talk shit on the internet, and that's fine. A lot of people will be like, I don't like the vibes of this person, and that's fine. But that's why they engage in it. That's why they engage in this kind of thing. Okay? And they do it. And they do it relentlessly. And Kiwifarms was one of the best places to do that on. Last month, she opened her door to find a police officer's gun pointed at her face. A Kiwifarms user had sent a threat of mass shooting to her local city hall in her name. Sorrenti had a following and decided to push back, starting a campaign to cut off Kiwifarms' hosting. There was one streamer you mentioned who didn't want to do content with you again for that very reason, which is bullshit but understandable. Wait, who? For that very reason, which is bullshit but understandable with how psychotic your haters are? No, there's no streamer that has like said that they don't want to do content with me ever again. Oh, that's not true. I said daff. Yeah, it's daff. A lot of people can't admit that they just don't like your vibes. They have to come up with things that make their hatred look more legitimate instead of just saying they don't like you. Yeah. Yeah. Andrew Tate. Are you talking about Andrew Tate? Anyway.
Do you feel
Oh shit. That's crazy. Didn't that happen with Susu because of the BS C word drama? No. No. None of the content creators I've ever interacted with have ever felt that way. Because unlike what you see on the internet, I'm actually, in contact with these people. Anyway, Sorrenti had a following and decided to push back, starting a campaign to cut off Kiwifarms hosting. She went to a hotel, took pictures of her cat, telling her fans she was safe. Kiwifarms users identified her hotel by the bed sheets, and the threats increased. They cross-referenced the bed sheets and the picture with my cat to other local hotels until they found a match. By this point, the Uber accounts for Sorrenti and her immediate family. You know what's really funny about this, by the way? NMP lol. Hasan is my friend. Smile. Thank you, NMP. You know what's really funny about this? Like, you guys are like, oh my God, that's nuts. That's nuts, right? Yeah. Surely that sort of thing never happens in my Discord server or in anyone else's Discord servers. The reality that places like Kiwifarms do all the time, for the record. They do it for everybody. By this point, the Uber accounts for Sorrenti and her immediate family had been hacked by Kiwifarms users. Then they had access to her every movement and address she'd been to for weeks. Her family started receiving automated calls like this one below.
That's your personal options. Press 4. Saved message 1:31 p.m.
Hi there. Is this dude McGinn calling you here to let you know that you've been doxxed? How do you think this happened? Well, you see, your personal information got posted all over the internet, and I'm just letting you know that someone special has it out for you. Don't worry, nothing bad is gonna happen. Just a friendly reminder. Have a nice day.
That's terrorism, by the way. Realizing she needed to flee the country, Sorrenti flew to Northern Ireland to evade the swatting and stalking. Within days, Kiwifarms and 4chan users found out where she was staying. Note, Troon is a Kiwifarm slur for a trans person. I didn't know that. Sorrenti's life, like many others, had been turned upside down by this website. Even the cops that swatted her were later doxxed and threatened by Kiwifarms users. There's currently no recourse to stop this kind of fascist behavior. Yep. Something like Kiwifarms could be utilized by people with a lot more resources to do a lot more harm. I'm writing about Kiwifarms now because their playbook of terror is being adopted by far-right internet spaces across the web. Boston Children's Hospital was locked down due to a bomb threat this week. Kiwifarms and 4chan users clogged an LGBTQ suicide hotline a day later. Yeah, they did it. They began a campaign to clog up suicide hotlines for the Trevor Project, which is meant to help LGBTQ youth who are considering self-harm. Kiwifarms' playbook, using our data to terrorize political enemies, is where the culture war is headed in 2022 and 2024. Trans people are their current targets, but they're broadening their enemies list. As Brennan told me, this could easily become an FBI agent database. This kind of Kiwifarms thing could easily become, say, an FBI agent database. It would not be hard. Warned Frederick Brennan, who previously worked with the founder of Kiwifarms at another extremist site for 8chan. Brennan believes that the harassment techniques being used to target trans people can now easily be channeled towards larger goals, government targets, including other recent political targets of the far right, like the FBI. In fact, Marjorie Taylor Greene was caught in the crossfire just last week. The congresswoman was swatted 2 nights in a row. The caller using that similar automated voice message cited Kiwifarms. Here's my story with Cat Barge on Kiwifarms and how political terror will look going forward in 2024. They're weaponizing your data to prioritize. They're weaponizing your data to terrorize political dissidents, and they're broadening what they view to be an enemy every day. I hope you read it. And of course, as always, the testing ground is trans people because they are the most marginalized and have the least amount of resources to push back, fight back. A lot of people in mainstream media and in just real life, a lot of normies don't give a fuck about trans people. They think trans people are cringe and weird. Okay? They don't understand it. Scares them. So it's like the easiest target to go after, which is why they were able to do that for a very long time. And now Cloudflare has dropped them from accessing their services. This will make it extremely hard for them to stay online. Cloudflare put out a statement standing by hosting the site earlier this week. What does Kiwifarms losing their hosting mean for their online gang's future? For one, much of its user base has predicted this in the last week and has moved to Telegram. They keep going. But their massive archives of doxes and targets will be a lot less easy to find. Here's the statement from Cloudflare about Kiwifarms. Yeah. So ultimately, it really doesn't matter, like I said, because the problem is not going to go away. There are always going to be websites that host this kind of thing. All you can do is just hope that it goes away and you're not the target. They're biting off more than they can chew when they go after FBI agents? Not really. China doesn't have websites like Kiwifarms. They can be stopped. Yeah, but that's China, and they control the internet. It's a walled garden for the most part. I mean, like I said, I've talked about this before. Like for internet stalkers, sometimes counter stalking, counter doxing, that sort of thing, unfortunately, is one of the only viable weapons in that situation. Like white hat stalkers, like I said before. You know what I mean? Because like there's just nothing you can do at the systemic level.